We live in an age of profound isolation. We walk through crowded cities, shoulder to shoulder with thousands of strangers, yet we feel an aching solitude. We scroll through infinite feeds of connection, yet the heart often remains in a state of solitary confinement. We have convinced ourselves that we are singular biological accidents, drifting on a rock through a cold, empty universe. But what if this perception is the single greatest lie of the human experience? What if the space around you, the very air you are breathing right now, is not empty? What if it is crowded? Welcome to a journey into the unseen. Today, we are not talking about the angels of greeting cards. We are not talking about chubby cherubs or the decorative mythology of the Renaissance. We are diving into a far more radical, far more disruptive idea presented by the spiritual masterpiece, A Course in Miracles. For decades, students of the Course, and indeed seekers of all stripes, have dismissed angels as flowery metaphors, symbols, lovely poetic devices designed to make us feel better about the dark. It is a comfortable interpretation. It keeps the spiritual path intellectual. It keeps it safe. But the text itself, when examined closely, shatters this comfort. It presents a reality that is startlingly literal. It suggests that there is another order of creation, a vast, invisible infrastructure of intelligence and love that is woven into the very fabric of our existence. Imagine just for a moment that you are walking down a street. You see the pavement, you see the buildings, you see the traffic. Now imagine that for every physical object you see, there are 1,000 points of light, conscious and aware, moving with you. The Course tells us, you do not walk alone. God's angels hover close and all about. All about. Not a few, not one guardian, but a legion, a host. If we take this seriously, if we stop filtering this through the lens of cynicism, it changes everything. It means that privacy is an illusion, but so is loneliness. It means that we are the focal point of a cosmic level of attention and care that our human minds can barely comprehend. We are going to explore the architecture of this invisible world. We are going to look at the hierarchy of creation, the uncomfortable truth about fallen forces, and ultimately, the profound safety that is your birthright. To understand the angelic, we must first understand our own place in the cosmos. The Course offers a statement that seems almost blasphemous to the humble mind. You were created above the angels. Let that sink in. We are conditioned to think of ourselves as lowly sinners, scraping by in the dirt, looking up at the pristine, winged perfection of the divine messengers. But the metaphysics of the Course flips the script. Why would we be above? It is a matter of function. The text suggests that the role of the sonship, that is us, the collective consciousness of humanity, is to create. We are extensions of the Creator, designed to extend the kingdom. The angels, however, have a different function. Their role is not creation, but protection. They are the guardians of the creative force. They are the lattice work that holds the space for us to remember who we are. This distinction is crucial. It removes the need to worship angels. We do not bow down to them. We do not treat them as gods. We recognize them as our kin in the spirit, distinct in function but unified in purpose. They are the servants of the Spirit, and because we hold the spark of the divine, they are, in a sense, in service to the holiness within us. Think of the relationship between a mother and a midwife. The mother is the one bringing forth life. She is the creator in that moment. The midwife is the protector, the guide, the one who ensures the environment is safe. The midwife is not less than the mother, but her role is to serve the process of birth. This is the angelic function. They are the midwives of our awakening. They know that we are dreaming a nightmare of separation. They know we believe we are small, fragile bodies, but they see the truth. They see the sleeping giant of the Christ within, and their entire existence is dedicated to protecting that sleeping giant until it wakes up. They adore us, not because we are special in an egoic sense, but because they see the spark of God that we have forgotten. Modern mystics, like Lorna Byrne, have described seeing angels physically pushing through crowds, navigating around us with intense care, fascinated by the light we carry, even when we are acting out of our darkest shadows. But here we must brave the shadows. If we accept the reality of angels, we must confront the ancient stories of the war in heaven. The Course, surprisingly, does not shy away from this. It speaks of Lucifer. It speaks of fallen angels. In the first chapter of the text, there is a line that defies metaphorical interpretation. Lucifer literally projected himself from heaven. Literally. How do we reconcile this? If God is all and only love is real, how can there be a fallen angel? How can there be demons or princes of darkness? We must look at this through the lens of the mind. The fall was not a geographic relocation. Lucifer didn't fall from a cloud to a cave. He fell from a state of oneness into a state of belief in separation. The Course refers to the princes of this world. It acknowledges that there are forces, consciousnesses, that have dedicated themselves to the illusion of separation. They are the architects of the ego's kingdom. This sounds terrifying. It sounds like we are pawns in a cosmic chess match between light and dark. But the text gives us the antidote to this fear immediately. It tells us that these forces have no power over us unless we invite them in. The fallen angels are essentially those aspects of mind that have chosen to play the game of specialness, of isolation, of fear. They are the cheerleaders of the ego. When we indulge in hatred, when we cling to grievances, when we attack our brothers, we are tuning our receiver to their frequency. We are listening to the broadcast of the fallen. But, and this is the most important but in spiritual philosophy, they cannot touch the truth of who you are. Spirit is in a state of grace forever. The error cannot threaten the truth. The darkness can scream, it can posture, it can project terrifying images, but it cannot extinguish the light. We need not fear these princes of this world. We only need to realize that they are operating on a frequency we no longer wish to receive. We have the power to change the channel. Let us return to the light. If the fallen angels are the cheerleaders of the ego, the true angels are the nurses of the new birth. There is a profound image in the Course of the birth of Christ within the mind. This is not about the historical Jesus being born in a stable 2,000 years ago. This is about the Christ consciousness being born in you right now. Every time you choose forgiveness over judgment, a birth happens. Every time you choose peace over conflict, the light grows stronger. And who is tending to this birth? The angels. The text says, your newborn purpose is nursed by angels. They are the guardians of your potential. When you feel too weak to forgive, they hold the space for you. When you feel overwhelmed by the darkness of the world, they spread their wings, not feathers, but wings of energy and light, to shelter you from the thoughts of sin. There is a passage that asks us to say God's name, and in doing so, we invite the angels to surround the ground on which you stand. This suggests a dynamic relationship. They are not passive observers, they are responsive. They are waiting for the invitation. This does not mean you have to know their names. You don't need a grimoire or a magic spell. The invitation is simple. It is the desire for peace. When you sit in meditation, or when you simply take a breath and say, I want to see this differently, you are lighting a flare in the spiritual dimension. You are signaling to the billions of benevolent entities that you are ready to be helped. And they flock. They swarm the mind that is willing to heal. What does this protection look like? We often want protection from car accidents, from bankruptcy, from illness. And while there are countless stories of physical intervention, mysterious strangers who appear and vanish, hands that pull us back from the edge, the Course is pointing to a higher form of protection. They protect your mind. The real danger in this world is not death. It is the belief in death. The real danger is not loss. It is the belief that you can lose what is real. The angels protect the sanctity of your thought system. They keep the bridge to God open when you are trying to burn it down. They are the thoughts of God, yet they are beings. They are the manifestation of God's love, stepped down into a form that can interact with us in the illusion. Think of the Holy Spirit as the signal, the broadcast of truth. The angels are the repeaters, the amplifiers. They take the overwhelming, blinding light of the divine and refract it into comfort, into guidance, into a sudden feeling of warmth in a cold room. So how do we live with this knowledge? How do we move from intellectual agreement to experiential reality? First, we must cultivate the quiet certainty. There is a poem by Helen Schuckman, the scribe of the Course, called Benediction. It captures the essence of the angelic relationship. It speaks of resting secure in their protection, of being unmindful of the world. This is a radical state of being. To be unmindful of the world does not mean you are ignorant. It means you are not reactive. It means you walk through the chaos of politics, the stress of the economy, the drama of relationships, with a secret smile. You know you are walking with an entourage. When you enter a difficult meeting, imagine them entering with you. When you face a confrontation, realize that the space between you and the other person is filled with ancient, powerful peacemakers. You do not have to direct them. You do not have to tell them how to do their job. You simply have to acknowledge their presence. Watch with me, angels. Watch with me today. This acknowledgement dissolves fear. Fear cannot survive in the presence of recognized love. If you truly believed, if you viscerally knew that 1,000 titans of light were walking ahead of you, clearing the path, would you worry about what to say? Would you worry about how you look? The anxiety that plagues us is the anxiety of the lone wolf. It is the anxiety of the ego that thinks it has to survive on its own wit and strength. But you are not a lone wolf. You are part of a unified field of love. We must allow ourselves to feel blessed. In a cynical world, feeling blessed can seem naive, but it is the ultimate sophistication. To feel blessed is to acknowledge the reality of the situation. The reality is that you are loved beyond measure. The reality is that your safety is not determined by your bank account or the locks on your doors, but by the eternal nature of your spirit, which is under the constant guardianship of the host of heaven. So tonight, when you lay your head down and the silence of the room presses in, do not let the darkness feel empty. Let it feel full. Visualize the wings spreading over you, not to trap you, but to filter out the noise of the world, to create a sanctuary where your mind can rest in the peace of God. You are being watched over. You are being nursed back to spiritual health. You are being guided home, step by step, by a family you cannot see, but who has never for one single moment left your side. You do not walk alone. You never have, and you never will. Rest in that certainty and let the angels sing you to sleep.